Hello dear students, here comes our next lecture, that is intermediate moisture food, its concepts and the standards. Here you will all get a doubt what is this intermediate moisture food. Intermediate moisture foods are those food products that has water activity below which is required for growth of the microorganisms. These foods contain unavailable water so that the microorganisms cannot grow in this kind of the foods. So we can consider this as one of the preservative techniques of this fruits and the vegetables processed products. Here in intermediate food products, here the available water is 0.6 to 0.9, or the available moisture in this type of foods is ranging from 10 to 50% based on different types of. These food products can also be considered as reduced water activity products. Here in this lecture, we have jam, jelly and marmalade. These are examples for the intermediate food products. Apart from these, we can have different kinds of the products like candies, honey, baked foods. All these come under the category of the intermediate moisture foods. Our first product is jam. All we know what is a jam. If I ask you define jam, so all you can say two examples for me. The first one is sweet substance, or some will say, the naughty students, they can say that it is a situation where we can stuck in the traffic, that you can say that it is a traffic jam. Okay, no issue. It's as it is a noun, it is having two types of the meanings. One, as you said, it is a sweet substance. Another one is it's a kind of situation. Okay, when you consider in the verbal form of jam, we can consider that as it is the word which is used to push or force somebody. Here our product is jam. We are forcing the jam to spread on the breads or any other food items. So we can consider that's why the name has been given as a jam. So all you might be thinking, what is a jam? How it can be prepared? So we can define jam. It is a product that is made by boiling of the fruit pulp with sufficient quantity of the sugar so that you will get a good thick consistency to the product which is firm enough to hold the fruit tissue in position. This is a broad definition which we generally use for the jam. So that can be prepared with different kinds of the foods. So for example, you can use apple, sapota, papaya, plums, mango, grapes, and different kinds used for preparation of the jam. If you see what exactly it is consist of, jam is a product of a combination of 45% of the fruit pulp and 55% of the sugar. According to FPO, FPO is nothing but Food Product Order, that is a mandatory certification that is required in order to approve any processed food products in our country. So according to FPO specification, here the jam should consist of 68.5% of total soluble solids along 45% of the fruit pulp and 0.5 to 0.6% of acid, generally in the form of citric acid, can be added. This is the composition if you consider 100 grams of the prepared product. So now all you might have got what the jam is consisting of. And if you see, jam can be prepared in two ways. One is only using a single fruit, and second one is it's a mixture of different fruits. So in a single jam you can use different fruits like pineapple, apple, banana. Those can be utilized to make the jams. And coming to the preparation of the jam, how it can be prepared, even it may be at the home or it may be in the industrial scale, the procedure to follow for preparation of the jam is one and the same. Only the quantity differs and the machinery we use differs. In order to prepare the jam, first we have to collect good quality ripened fruits. It should be free from the blemishes. You have to check whether it is infected or not. After that, you have to wash the fruits well in the cold water, or maybe using the chlorinated water, or any disinfectant you can use in order to wash the fruits. After washing, you have to subject it to the peeling in order to remove the stones. If any corals are present, we have to remove all those kinds of the things. After that, you have to peel the fruits either manually or using the machines, depending upon our scale of the industry, whether it is small, large, the cutting, peeling, everything depends. It can be manually done or it can be done with the help of the machines also. After peeling, you have to cut those fruits based on the fruit, whether it is soft or hard or semi hard. You have to make it into pieces. If the fruits are very hard, you have to cut to very small pieces. After making the pieces of these fruits, we have to subject it to the pulping, that is nothing but grinding of the fruits with the help of the pulper. There are different types of pulpers are available in the industry, in the market. Maybe for the home we can use small pulpers. For the big industries they'll use a large pulpers. And after pulping, we have to add the sugar and the acid. As per our FPO certification, we have to add 55% of the sugar and the acid also in the prescribed amount. After adding this sugar and acid, we have to cook this entire product with occasional stirrings. After that, the fruit in between cooking, the fruit pulp should be crushed with the ladle so that it should cook uniformly. We have to continuously cook until the temperature of this mass reaches 105.5 degrees centigrade. This is a general procedure of the preparation of the jam at any scale of, after preparing this jam, we have to know whether the jam has been cooked properly or not. For that, we have to test. There is a test called sheet or the flake test, which is very familiar with all of us. In this, we have to take small portion of the jam with a spoon or a ladle. Just wait for 30 seconds to 1 minute. It has to cool a little bit. After that, you have to just take your ladle to a little bit height so that it should not fall into the container. Otherwise, it has to give a form of the sheet or the flake so that we can know our jam has been ready. Without giving a flake, if it has been poured into the container, you have to continue cooking until it form a sheet or the flake. So this is a very common method of test we generally use in order to test whether our product jam has been cooked well or not. After the completion of this cooking process, we have to go for the packing. You have to fill this hard jam into the very clean and dry sterilized jars or the bottles. After filling into those bottles or the jars, we have to allow that to cool, and you have to fix the sterilized lid into the jar. After that, we have to store it in a cool place, and we can go for labeling, packing and everything. This is a slide showing the entire process of this jam preparation, collection of the ripe firm fruits, washing them, peeling them, subjecting them to the pulping, addition of the sugar and the acids. After that, we have to boil. You have to judge the point whether it has been cooked properly or not. After that, we have to cool it. After that, you have to subject it to washing. After that, we have to go for capping, and you can go for storage. That was about a brief note on the jam. Next comes to the jelly. So there are differences between jam and the jelly. See, a jelly is a semi-solid product prepared by boiling a clear strained solution of the pectin containing fruit extract, which is free from the pulp after the addition of the sugar and acid. You listen to it very carefully. Jam is a substance which completely we have used the fruit pulp. Unlike that, jam is a semi-solid product which is prepared with the substance which has been is a strained solution of the pectin. So here it's in order to make a perfect jelly, it should be transparent, well set, but it should not be too stiff and should have the original flavor of the product. And you all know, we eat the jelly candies. So unlike the jam, when you take the jelly from the mold, it regains or it is having its original shape. So these are some very key considerations while preparing the jelly. I think all you might have understand. Jam is a complete fruit pulp we use, we cook that one. But jelly is the strained solution of the pectin which we use in order to prepare the jelly. and it is having the shape even after you taking out of the mold, and it should not be gummy, it should not be sticky, or it should not be syrupy, or it is not having any kind of the crystallized sugars. And the product or this jelly, it should be free from the dullness or syneresis, that is nothing but the weeping. Unlike the jam, it should not weep, it should be a tighten, and neither not too tough or not rubbery. So according to FPO specifications, jelly is the final product. This is having 65% of the solids, 45% of the fruit extract, and it is having 0.5 to 0.75% of the acids. And for making this jelly, as there are two types of the fruits which are rich in pectin, some fruits which are having low pectin content. If you take guava, sour apple, plum, coranda, these are some examples which are rich in the pectin, which we generally use for preparation of the jelly. Unlike to them, pineapple, strawberry, grapes, these are the fruits which are having low pectin content. So artificially we have to add more pectin if you are choosing these fruits in order to make the jelly like substances. If you consider the preparation for jam and jelly is very similar. Only the difference is here comes this straining of the extract. Straining of extract is the different thing when you compare this jam and the jelly. Collection of the fruits, washing them, cutting them, boiling them, addition of citric acid is a common. After adding this one, you have to subject them to the straining, that is nothing but filtering of the prepare, that is called as extract. You have to subject it to straining. After straining, we have to go for the pectin test. There are some methods of testing in order to see how much pectin it is consisting of. Based on this pectin test only, you have to add sugar to this jelly like substance. After that, you have to continue the process of boiling. After that, you have to judge whether that jelly has been properly cooked or not. After that, we have to remove the scum, that is nothing but the foam, whatever that has been developed on the jelly like substance. We can add color. You can see different colored jellies, yellow color, red color, purple, blue color. So you can add different kinds of the naturally available colors to that one. Filling, waxing, capping and storage, remaining all are very similar to the process of the jam preparation. Here, the very important considerations in jelly making are presence of the pectin, how much acid is there, how much sugar you have to add, and what is the four. These are the four essential ingredients we have to consider while preparing the jelly. For this, first you have to go for pectin test determination. That is very important in the preparation of the jelly. And coming to the pectin content, that should be 0.5 to 1% of the pectin. That indicates the good quality of the jelly. And if the pectin is very high, what happens? The jelly which you are preparing can be firm and it can form very tough. Or if the pectin content is less, the jelly may not set. So we should be very careful that a jelly should consisting of 0.5 to 1% of the pectin only. We should be very careful while adding the pectin, especially to the fruits which are low in pectin content. And next is the determination of the pectin content. So there, I said there are different tests to determine the pectin content in the extract. So first one is the alcohol test. In alcohol test, what we will do, we will take a beaker. First we have to add 1 teaspoon of this strained extract. After strained extract, you have to take 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of this extract, and you have to add it in the beaker. Let it be cool for a couple of minutes. After that, you have to add 3 teaspoons of the methylated spirit. So just let it be. You have to pour it through the walls only very carefully. Right? So just let it be for a few minutes. After that, you just observe it. If the extract is rich in pectin, a single transparent lump or clot will be formed. So if this is the condition, equal amount of sugar to be added to the extract for the preparation of the jelly. Unlike this one, if the extract which you have added in the beaker, if it is having the moderate amount of the pectin, then the clot will be less firm and it can be fragmented, or small pieces of or clots you can observe in the beaker. Then you have to add 3/4 of the amount of the sugar. or if the extract is poor in pectin, the substance will be very small or small granular clots will be seen. So in this category you have to add 1/2 of amount of the sugar. So these are the three considerations you have to check whether the fruits are whether the extract is rich in pectin or moderate in pectin or poor in pectin. Based on this one you have to add the amount of the sugar to your extract. This is the figure that is showing a good lump or clot has been formed. This is a second category where moderate pectin is there. Here our poor pectin is there. So based on this one, you have to add either equal amount or 3/4 amount or half amount of the sugar to our extract. And the next test is the gel meter. So this is gel meter is a small tool which we generally use to test how much pectin is there. Based on that how much sugar you have to add to your extract. Here this is a gel meter. The bottom of gel meter tube is you have to take the gel meter into your left hand and just hold it with your thumb and the forefinger, and the bottom of the gel meter tube is closed with the little finger. Now you take the strained extract and you pour this into the tube until it is filled to the brim. While still holding the gel meter, the little finger is removed from the bottom end and the extract is allowed to flow or drip for an extract of 1 minute, at the end of which again the finger is replaced. That means you have to hold your finger, you have to fill up to the brim. After that filling up to the brim, you have to leave your little finger so that the extract will pass through this gel meter, and you have to wait until 1 minute. After completion of 1 minute, again you have to close it with your little finger. Now you will get reading in this tube, so that the level what is showing in the gel meter, that indicates how many parts of sugar you have to add to the juice or that extract. So this is one simple method we can use to in order to add the sugar to our substance, or that is the extract. That is about the pectin content. Next comes the acid, and the jellying of extract depends on amount of the acid and pectin present in the fruit. There are different kinds of the acids in the fruits. The more common are citric acid, malic acid and the tartaric acid, and among all these the tartaric acid gives the best results while preparing the jelly. Whatever may be the acid, the final jelly should consist of only 0.5%, but it should not be more than 1% of the total acids, because if a jelly is consisting of larger quantity of acids, it may cause the syneresis or nothing but the weeping, so that the shape of the jelly cannot be maintained. It shows the symptoms of the syneresis or the weeping. And next comes the most important thing, sugar. This is very essential constituent in the jelly preparation, which imparts sweetness and the structure or the shape of the jelly. Here the concentration of the sugar is high. If it is high, the jelly retains less water, resulting of which the jelly can be very stiff, because entire amount will be holded by the sugar, so that the jelly become very stiff, which is not a good character in the jelly preparation. So we should be very careful based on our previous test parameters. Based on the amount of the pectin present in the fruits only, we have to add the exact amount of the sugar to our extract. And the next one is judging of the end point. uh, Everybody has to remember boiling of jelly should not be prolonged, because of this excessive boiling or excessive cooking that will result in the harmful effects, because the sugars may be destructed or pectin may be degraded if we overly cook the extract. Everybody has to remember that we are cooking only the fruit extract. Boiling is not required for the sugars or for the acids. We are just cooking the fruit product or the fruit extracts. We have to remember that one. And if the jelly is cooked for a longer periods, it may become gummy or it may become sticky or it may become syrupy, and it at the same time it deteriorates our quality and flavor of the jelly, which is not a good sign in the preparation of the jelly. And in very similar to the jam preparation, here also jelly can be A jelly cooking point can be judged by sheet or the flake test as we have seen in the jam, and another one is the drop test which we commonly use at our home cooking also. Here what we'll do is we'll take a drop of concentrated moss and is poured into a glass containing the water. Setting down on the drop without disintegrating denotes the end point. So we commonly see during our festival times also, while we are preparing the syrup, we will take a drop of sugar syrup and we will add it in a water. When it is setting into the drop, we will consider yes that the judging point has reached. In a very similar way, we use this judging point for jelly in the jelly preparation also. And another one is the temperature test. Here a solution which is containing 65% total soluble solids generally boils at 105 degrees centigrade. So heating of the jelly to this high temperature would automatically bring the concentration of solids to 65%. So this is a very easy and the cheapest and the easiest way to ascertain the judging point. So it is very obvious when our jelly should consist of 65% of TSS. Any product which is consisting of 65% TSS generally boils at the 105 degrees centigrade. So this is considered as the easiest way of judging the end point in the jelly preparation. So that is about the jelly. Next comes the marmalade. Marmalade is it can be either jam or jelly, which is consisting of slices of the fruit or can be peels of the fruit. So generally citrus peels. A very varied group of citrus fruits are there. Lemon is there, oranges are there, different kinds of oranges are there. So these slices or peel of these citrus fruits are added either to the jam or to the jelly. Based on this we are having two types, jelly marmalade and the jam marmalade. According to these FPO specifications, this marmalade must consist of 65% of the TSS and 45% of the fruit juice, in which we will add these slices or peel of the citrus. And coming to the ingredients, again here you have to take 1 liter of the pectin extract. For that we have to add 750 grams of the sugar and we have to add 62 grams of the shredded peel of oranges or any kind of oranges or any kind of the citrus fruits or any peels of other fruits also we can add. And coming to the jelly marmalade, it is prepared from the same clarified pectin extract in a very similar way. How we take the extract of the fruit, here we will take that extract. The entire procedure is very similar. Here we will take the strained extract. After that we will cook it. During the cooking, we will add the prepared shreds. Shredded peel boiled for 10 to 15 minutes in several changes of water for softening and removing of any bitterness. We generally know that that peel of citrus fruits are having a little bitterness because of naringin. That bitterness can be removed, and after that we have to add 62 grams of this shredded or peels in order to the 1 kg of the extract. After that remaining entire procedure is similar. We will boil them, we will test that end point, we will add some artificial flavoring agents. After that we will fill it, seal it, storage. Remaining everything is same. Just during the cooking time we will add this prepared shreds. So those shreds should be prepared separately. And next coming to the jam marmalade, this method of preparation is practically the same as that of the jelly marmalade. Here as we have seen in the differences in the jam and jelly, where for preparation of the jelly we use the strained extract, that is called as a strained, which is not having any kind of the pulp. But here just we have prepared the jam. For that jam we will add these shreds of the fruits. So here sugar is added according to weight of the fruit. Generally in the proportion of 1:1 we will add the sugars. Here the pulp sugar mixture is cooked till we'll get a total soluble solid content of 65%. These are very similar, jam and jelly. Just here additionally we are adding the peels or shreds of the fruits. That is called as a marmalade. So this is a brief lecture about jam, jelly and marmalade. Thank you. From this lecture, you can get different questions like write the flowchart of jam preparation, write the flowchart of jelly preparation, or you can get differences between jam and jelly, and you can get test, different types of the tests, how that judging point can be tested, how pectin can be tested. Like that you will get different questions from this lecture.